You know that Beyoncé has a family who still lives in the trailer park. Beyoncé's half-sibling is now publicly calling out Queen Bee for abandoning him, while a lot of people are dragging Beyoncé for being heartless. Her fans are saying that she's not responsible for her half-sibling situation.
Y'all, this woman done did an interview basically saying like Beyonce's living her best life while me and her little brother are we're homeless and then we were living in a trailer home and all this other stuff. Like, girl, we don't give a damn.
The mother of Beyoncé's half-brother Nixon Knowles recently did an interview with the USA Sun and slammed Beyoncé for ignoring her sibling, claiming that Nixon is constantly asking why Beyoncé doesn't love him. But see, this woman failed to mention that she had an affair with Beyoncé's dad, Matthew Knowles, which broke up his marriage with Beyoncé's mom, Tina. And this is why the Beehive is now dragging her for having the audacity to ask for a handout for Beyoncé. So what exactly is Beyoncé's relationship with her half-siblings? Have they even met Beyoncé before? Or is Beyoncé choosing to ignore them? Let's get into it.
I had to just tell myself, at some point you have to be the adult that your father has raised you to be and prepare.
After Beyoncé recently embarked on the U.S. leg of her Renaissance World Tour, her dad Matthew's former mistress Alexandra Wright decided to get some publicity by accusing Beyoncé of abandoning her half-sibling 13-year-old Nixon Knowles. Now to give you some context, Beyoncé's parents, Matthew and Tina Knowles, were married for over 30 years before divorcing in 2011. In her divorce filing, Tina said that the marriage was insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities, which prevented any reasonable expectation of reconciliation. And shortly after reports surfaced that Matthew had fathered a love child with Canadian actress Alexandra Wright. Now, according to the Daily Mail, Alexandra gave birth to a boy named Nixon on February 4, 2010, following an 18-month affair with Matthew. Matthew initially denied that he was Nixon's father. However, a DNA test proved otherwise, and after Alexandra filed a paternity suit, Matthew was ordered to temporarily pay $8,200 in monthly child support. But in the meantime, another woman came forward claiming she also gave birth to Matthew's child. A woman named Takoya Bratscombe claimed that she had a short affair with Matthew while he was still married to Tina. And in 2010, she gave birth to a daughter named Coy. So since Nixon and Coy were both born in 2010, this means that Matthew got both of his mistresses pregnant at the same time. However, he apparently refused to meet these kids. And as of now, he doesn't appear to have any kind of relationship with Nixon or Coy. As for Tina, she managed to heal and move on from Matthew's betrayal, and in 2015, she got married to her actor Richard Lawson. However, for a long time, Tina battled low self-esteem, and she said in an interview that getting cheated on taught her that no matter how beautiful, intelligent, or accomplished you are, the trail will completely destroy your self-esteem. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, what you have. You're a person, you're a human being, and when something strikes you like that, it takes the breath out of you. Tina also admitted that after her divorce, she felt sorry for herself for a minute before deciding to focus on her blessings. However, Tina insisted there is no longer any bad blood between her and Matthew, and she said she still considers him her family. I hear my ex-husband is getting married. Tina said, now this is my family. My ex-husband is my family. I don't want to get back into that at all. That's not what I want. But it still hurts a little bit, right? It's still a blow to your ego. But it wasn't just Tina whose self-esteem was affected by Matthew's affairs. Beyoncé. I was also deeply hurt by her dad's betrayal, and many fans believe that her self-esteem issues are the reason why she stayed with Jay-Z after he cheated on her. See, there are many similarities between Jay and Matthew, which is probably why these two never saw eye to eye. In fact, after Beyoncé announced in March 2011 that Matthew would no longer serve as her manager, rumors started flying around that Jay-Z convinced Beyoncé to distance herself from her dad on a personal level, as well. While Beyoncé insists that she only parted ways with Matthew on a business level, Jay allegedly told her that she needs to completely cut off her dad, and that's why Matthew didn't have any sympathy for Jay-Z. After Solange beat him up in that elevator, in fact, Matthew said that he cracked up laughing after seeing the footage of Solange going crazy on Jay.
I really cracked up laughing because I just know Solange and her personality. She's a firecracker at times. Don't know if she got that from her mother or from her father.
Jay-Z was reportedly furious after hearing these comments, which further distanced Beyoncé. And her dad, Beyoncé, however, never publicly spoke about her dad's infidelities and the children he fathered with his mistresses, and she still refuses to acknowledge that she has half-siblings, and while most fans are saying that they would do the same in Beyoncé's place, one of Matthew's mistresses is now publicly calling out Beyoncé for ignoring her half-brother in an exclusive new interview with The U. Son Matthew's former side chick Alexandra Wright claimed that she's having a hard time witnessing Beyoncé's access because she and her son Nixon live in a trailer home located just 10 miles away from Beyoncé's new Malibu mansion, Alexandra told. The son that she was forced to move into a trailer park when she went bankrupt in 2014, and she slammed me Beyoncé for ignoring Nixon, claiming that the boy often asked why his half-sister doesn't love him, but Alexander didn't stop there. She also called out Beyoncé for living a life of luxury, while she and her son are forced to live in a trailer park. She is a billionaire and just bought the most expensive house in California, 10 miles from where we live. Alexander said, before adding, my main concern has been dealing with a child that asks, why doesn't that person love me? She went on to say that she often sits in her bathroom and cries because she doesn't know how to help her son be his own person, according to Alexandra. Nixon is already dealing with some difficult questions about his famous sister, and people at school often come up to him and ask if he's Beyoncé's brother. Whatever they can, Google, they will ask him directly, and even the grown-ups will take pictures of him. Alexandra told his son Nixon has never had the luxury of being a normal child. She explained that being related to someone famous smothers kids like him, and they lose their identity, adding that it's hard for him to comprehend, and he's a quiet kid and very reserved. And while Alexandra insisted that she's not jealous of Beyoncé's wealth, she also said it feels unfair for Nixon to live in a trailer home when his half-sister is a famous billionaire. I tell him, fame does not equal happiness, so never covet with someone else, has Alexandra said. But it's hard to see people living as billionaires. What does that kid think when I'm working 16 hours a day and trying to get accounts paid? How does it feel? Alexandra also expressed hope that Beyoncé will eventually reach out to Nixon and have a conversation. However, she also added that she's scared of the backlash from Beyoncé's pants because they reportedly already sent her death threats, but it looks like the Beehive has no sympathy for Alexandra and her son. And they're saying that she should have thought about all these things before she decided to have a baby with a married man. She thought having a baby by him would set her up for life, and it backfired one. Fans said now, she needs to explain to her son that she participated in breaking up a marriage, and they aren't old anything. And another fan added, she didn't feel guilty of her sleeping with a married man, but Beyoncé must feel guilty for not helping. Her son, the nerve, however, some people are saying they do feel sorry for Nixon because he didn't ask to be here, and now he has to deal with people looking down on him because of his mother's actions. This is so sad. On so many levels. One fan commented, I can relate to being the younger sibling, desperately wanting a relationship with my older siblings. So hearing about this breaks my heart because they didn't ask to be here. But at the same time, I imagine that those kids represent the pain that Beyoncé and Solange feel behind what their father did to their mother. But let's hear your thoughts on this situation. Do you think that Beyoncé is doing the right thing by refusing to meet her half-brother? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to check out this next story.